for us, please.
All right. Which of the following questions?
All right, the temptation here, I think, if you're familiar with quadratics and with solving equations in general, is to maybe do some factoring and try to figure this thing out. There's no need to do that. Let's here. Go ahead and read rule number 3, which I think really applies here, Jackson, please.
Okay. Avoid algebra whenever possible. Instead, plug in values for the variables and solve.
Yeah, and this just wherever there was an x now, we're just plugging in a 1. That's it, right? So 1 squared, right, minus 2 times 1 minus 3 equals 0. Let's see if that's a true statement. Okay. Let's simplify this. Okay, let's simplify this. What is 1 squared?
1 squared is 1.
1 squared is just 1. Minus 2 times 1, which is what?
2.
Minus 2. And then minus 3. Does that equal 0?
So 1 minus 2 is going to be negative 1.
It's going to be negative 1.
And then negative 1 minus 3 is going to be negative 4.
Yeah, it's negative 4.
So that's not correct.
Does definitely not equal 0, so that's not a true statement.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so already we know, we don't even have to test the negative 3 here, right? This is the nice thing about using this method here is that if one of them doesn't work, we know it's not a correct answer choice. We don't have to test both. So right now I can pretty comfortably eliminate answer choice A. We can. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay, great. All right, so let's do the same thing for answer choice B. Right?
Right.
Do you see that?
Yeah.
For answer choice D? Like, there's no way stuff is going to cancel out. It's all positives. It's going to be a bigger number. And I'm looking right now, 1 squared is 1, plus 4 is 5. It's going to be 8 on the left-hand side. I don't even need to, go through the process of plugging the values there. We can just kind of use that basic logic and basic estimation to really confirm it is indeed answer choice B, which was our suspicion. Right?
Yeah.
And and we were able to confirm that. Any questions about that? We'll confirm that. Any questions about that?
No.
No? Okay. Rock and roll. Let's, you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. X equals 6, the only solution. All right, you tell me.
Simplify the problem.
The following.
So you just replace X.
There we go. Looking good, Jackson. Getting better with that that cursor on the whiteboard. Let's simplify that. Yep, 6 minus 6 is 0. 0 times 12 is 0, Jackson.
Yeah, so this
It is. Anything times 0 is 0. Don't forget that, right? If you're making $0 an hour for 12 hours, you've made $0, right? 0 times anything is 0. So, yeah, that's a true statement. Now, hold on. Let's look at this. So it's either B or D, right? Both give us true statements. Can you think of any other values for X that you could plug into D that would give us a true statement? I think I can think of one other value for X that would give us a 0 on the left-hand side of the equation.
3? No.
Well, if I plug in a 3, I get negative 3 times 9. That's not equal to 0.
So we could do, it's going to be the same, but just the opposite.
Yeah, go ahead and plug that in real quick. I think it's going to be 0, but let's double check.
All right.
Yep, I think that's going to work. So we have two solutions for answer choice D, 6 and a negative 6 work, which means we can eliminate answer choice D, because the question is which the following is X equals 6, the only solution is indeed answer choice B. Any questions about that?
No.
All right. Easy, right?
Yeah.
Good. Great.
5x plus 1 plus 9. 5x plus 1 squared plus 9 equals 3.
Yikes. Okay, so a couple things on here. So that would be, I'd read this,
Yeah.
the square root of 5x plus 1. Let's talk about square roots real quick. For x, and let's see what happens.
Okay.
All right.
So we can have 5 and then negative.
Good. That part right there. What does that equal?
5 and 1/5. No.
Well, what does that equal? 5 times negative 1/5.
Okay, so we can. I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, a couple ways to look at this. Let's do this. Let's turn that 5 into a fraction. Okay, so we're just multiplying a fraction here, right? And 5 is the same as 5 over 1. Is that obvious why 5 is the same as 5 over 1?
Yeah.
Right? 5 divided by 1 is just 5. Anything divided by 1 is itself. 10 divided by 1 is 10. 100 divided by 1 is 100. Right? So 5 is the same as 5 over 1. And we're going to multiply it by negative 1 over 5. Okay? Now, when you multiply, you don't have to worry about common denominators or anything like that. That's only adding and subtracting fractions, not with multiplication. Okay? So when we're multiplying fractions, we just multiply across the numerator and across the denominator. Okay? So what's 5 times 1?
5.
5. And what's 1 times 5?
5.
5. But now remember here, we got a negative sign.
So it's going to be negative.
It's going to be negative, right?
And that equals 1.
And that equals 1, right? Anything divided by itself is 1. Or, in this case, negative 1, because it's negative. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So that statement is, right here, is negative 1. In fact, let's just replace that. I'm going to clear it a little bit. We'll just plug in a negative 1 in this place. So we've got negative 1 plus 1, the square root of negative 1 plus 1. Okay. What is negative 1 plus 1? Because we're still kind of taking care of what's inside the square root sign. You know, it's sort of like understood that there's parentheses here inside the square root
it's
sign.
It's going to be 0.
That's going to be 0. Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's the square root of 0 plus 9 equals 3. Does that make sense?
Yes.
What's the square root of 0? What number times itself gives you 0?
0.
0.
Or anything else.
Well,
anything times 0 is 0.
0 times, yeah, 0 times anything is 0, but the square root sign
That
specifically
makes
means it's got to be the same number, right? The number times itself. So it's just 0. So we've got 0 plus 9. Does 0 plus 9 equal 3? Choice A is gone. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, good. Let's do the same thing with answer choice B. All right, I'm glad. All right, let's do this. Clear this.
I guess 3 first, so we can just change all the x's.
Absolutely.
To 3.
Dude,
so
totally.
Are we going to change the x's of x doesn't equal negative 2 first? Or?
We don't have to worry about it. It says x isn't equal to negative 2. Huh?
Negative 3 minus... No, not minus. Yeah, it's going to be negative 9. Negative 6 minus 3 is going to be negative 9.
Negative 9 in the numerator right here, right? So this is negative 9, and then or in the denominator, and then in the numerator we have
negative 3.
Just negative 3, right? And that's going to be, I think it's going to be positive 1/3 is what that's going to be. A negative divided by negative is going to be positive. That's going to be 1/3.
Yeah, because if you divide 9 by 3, it's going to be 3.
Yeah. So that's 1/3 on the right hand side. Do we get a third on the left hand side? That.
No.
How scary looking is that problem, though, huh?
It's pretty scary. Like, it is true.
Yeah. Just I'll make it real clear for everyone watching the recordings. That's equal to 5/7 right here. And then, and then the left hand side is equal to 5/7 as well. So that worked for 3 and worked for